Hey.
Hey.
You alright?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, what are we doing with your hair today?
I thought you'd tell me.
Okay, so still like rooted, still lived in, quite natural looking.
Yeah.
So it grows out quite nicely.
Yeah.
Put some highlights coming back up, but then put a little bit of depth in as well, so that it's not too blonde. It's still like a little bit like root stretched through there as well. Yeah. Okay. Did you like before when it was blonde, you used to have like something a little bit stronger?
Yeah, at the front. Yeah.
You like that?
I missed that.
You missed that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we'll put like something a little bit stronger at the front, but still quite soft.
Okay.
Nothing too striped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And the rest of it just sort of quite natural.
Yeah. And then the ends, not as blunt.
Okay.
So if I could have like a little bit of layers.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
You weren't feeling it?
No, I
okay.
loved it. I loved it when we did it.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes if it always stays how you do it on the day, it's fine.
Yeah.
But then it grows out, and it was just
the
more.
sun's been on it as well,
exactly.
so it's been probably a lot more gold now from the sun.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'll go through, pop all the highlights in, and then we'll go through when the highlights, we're going to put some depth in just to break it back up a little. Do you want like a little bit of shape around the front as well?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Oh my gosh. You're so free now from Australia, love it.
What do you mean?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
I've always been free.
So we put like a bit of red in it?
Not that far.
Not that far, okay, cool.
Red.
Nice. Yeah.
But like Hannah's red.
Hannah's red,
Coca-Cola red.
Coca-Cola red. Do you have any like issues like or concerns with the condition of it? Is everything alright since you've been on holiday? Is it?
Yeah, fine. Sorry, I've been using really nice shampoo and conditioner.
So once the consultation's over, I love to spray metal detox on the hair before I go and mix my colour, but most importantly, I love to section off before I go and mix. This just really helps me to map out where I'm going to be doing my colour, and I always feel like when you work in, you don't get lost, so you can just sort of work through section by section, keep it nice and tidy, and also make them like a Teletubby.
Make me look like a Teletubby again.
So once you're a Teletubby all mapped out, you can see here, I find it really difficult to speak in really, really big terms, but I guess we've gone straight down the parting, right down to the crown, and then from the crown to the temple on each side, so those sections are a little bit asymmetric because she wears a side part. Then we're going to take it from the top of the ear to the top of the occipital bone, I can never pronounce it. And then I'm going to work through each section starting off on the same angle as a hairline, and then pivot in the foils round so that we end up going from almost like vertical to horizontal. So once it's all sectioned and we've got the colour mixed up, I'm going to start going in by doing an air touch. This is a bit like backcombing, so it just gets rid of any of those shorter hairs you can see on the other side. Those hairs are pushed out of the way, so you get a really, really, really nice soft blend. Once I've pushed them hairs out of the way, I then get the foil board, wrap the foil around it. And I love using this board because I just think, especially on those harder to foil areas around the hairline at the back, it really helps me saturate the product and also keep everything nice and neat and tidy, looking really, really nice and professional, and it's easier to fold the foil as well. And I wish when I was training someone would have shown me these, because I used to really struggle getting the foil in, especially around the hairline. So I do 2 of these air touches around the hairline, same around the front and on the face frame area. That just makes sure that anything around the hairline or the perimeter is really, really nice and soft. Once I've done 2 of these air touches, I would then go into doing like pivoting foils. So you'll see in a second, we're pivoting the foil round, and then we're doing classic highlights, textured weave and slices. So exactly the same around the front hairline. We've done the air touch to move those shorter hairs out of the way, giving us a nice soft blend, and then going in with that foil and getting the lightener right to the top. And that's another thing I love about air touch, that you're still going to get that consistent amount of lightening even right to the root. And now once we got around to the front, you can really see that yellow band on Catherine's hair from her holiday and the previous colour. So we're getting rid of that with air touch around the front, all those baby hairs, and then we're going to go in with foil and then pop that right up to the root. Again, like we were saying, sometimes with balayage, if you're going freehand or you're feathering it in through the top, you can almost get like not as much lift because there's not as much saturation. So doing air touch allows you to get that saturation of product, but also give you a really, really soft blend so that the lift is consistent. And that is one thing I definitely love about doing air touch. Once all those 2 are in at the front, I'm going to go around again. You can see here doing more of a textured weave, putting a lightener over that band, and then sort of pivoting those foils around as well again, so that we're going from sort of that hairline for the face frame, spinning those foils around so that we'll be straight onto the parting, as you can see here when we're finished. So once we've finished putting all the highlights in, I'm going to fold it out of the face so it's nice and safe. And then we're going to go through and colour the bands with, this is 7 and 8.2 in Deer Colour with 9 vol. And I love going in between, especially when we've got this sort of problem here and correcting the band, because there's only so much foils would do, and if we didn't put this colour in between, we'd be left with some beautiful highlights and still that really sort of yellow band. So putting the Deer Colour in between is really nice to get rid of that extra band of warmth in between highlights. So development time is over, and you can see that beautiful lift we've got from the 9 levels of Bonder inside and 20 volt, and you can see also that depth in between that we put in freehand is really natural and taking away any of that yellow band we had in the middle. And you can see that lift is really nice. And again, look at that beautiful lift we've got from that 9 levels Bonder inside. It's so nice and clean, especially to achieve that level of lift with 20 volt on someone's hair that's as gold as Catherine's. So once we've taken all the foils out, we're going to go in with Vitamino Colour Spectrum. This is L'Oréal Professionnel's brand new colour care shampoo with citric acid and ferulic acid. It's all about locking in the dyes for that day one colour vibrancy for up to 100 days if you use the full routine. So we're going to use the shampoo, the conditioner and also the glass shine serum on Catherine's hair today to give it that full Vitamino Colour Spectrum experience. So once we've shampooed, I'll bring my client back over to the section, and I love doing my toner here because I think it really adds value to this part of the service. For the client to see what their hair looks like before the toner, it still looks nice, but then to see what it looks like after the toner really adds value to it. So with Catherine's hair, we're going to root that with Deer Colour and then blend it into a Deer Light formula food length and ends. I'm going to be using 7.1 in Deer Colour. I really want to sort of tap down the highlights but also tap down Catherine's natural colour, and that's why I've chosen to use Deer Colour on the roots. If I only wanted to colour the highlights, Deer Light would be my best option, but because Catherine's about a level 8, I still want to bring her natural colour down a little bit as well. And I'm going to be sort of shadowing this area, leaving out that front face frame so she's got that little bit of contrast and definition between that. How cool does that look going on? So this is my Deer Light 1002. I love using 1002 if I just want to sort of neutralise softly any of that extra warmth that's left in from lightning. I love using an applicator bottle to apply my all over gloss because I just think it makes it a lot easier and it's a lot less faffy than using a brush and a bowl when we're using the colour on length and ends. I had to get another shot of that going on. It looks so satisfying, doesn't it? So again, we're going to leave that on for 15 minutes, and that's just going to really help that root to drop and also to gloss and glaze those length and ends as well. And just putting that 1002 on the front sections with no root tap is going to really help that bit of the front to stand out. Typical hairdresser's lunch. I found these in the staff room, so went in there, had a couple of Kelly's, what are the dairy milk caramels? And then we're going to shampoo it off, and now I'm going to be using the Vitamino Colour Spectrum deep conditioner. Really cool thing about the deep conditioner is this is actually the strongest in the range of the most concentrated amount of the ferulic acid and citric acid. So this is kind of like the star in Vitamino Colour Spectrum, and definitely something I would recommend. But look how easy the hair combs through, especially after that much lightning. So we're then going to give Catherine that haircut that she so desperately wanted, cutting in the base, and then we're going to go through and put some layers in. I have to confess that I'm probably not the most specialised in hair cutting. I'm definitely more into colour, but I always love to do that full 360 for my clients, so doing the whole haircut and the colour so that I could sort of finish it myself. So we're going to go through and put some layers going shorter to the front, longer towards the back, so she's got a bit of movement and it's not as heavy around the front and blunt. So it just sits in a little bit softer. We're then going to blow dry it with a glass shine serum, and you'll see in a second that we're going to go through and then style it with the tongs and give it that sort of nice soft beachy wave. So hopefully she won't be mad for me for zooming this close in, but I really wanted you to see the colour here. I think if you flash back to what we started with, a really yellow band and all the grown out highlights, and now we've got a beautiful soft natural root colour and a beautiful shiny clean creamy blonde. I think from what we started with, we've completely transformed this colour and I'm super happy with it, and so is Catherine. We've got that natural root tap into a really soft face frame, and some beautiful clean blonde highlights that look super shiny and healthy. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below.